We're here in Jerusalem with Matisyahu. Shalom.
Shalom.
Good seeing you.
Hi, Yoni.
So first of all, a few words about this event. You're going to be awarded. You find yourself as a warrior for the people of Israel, for the Jewish people. How do you look at this award tonight?
I think that we all have our job to do, and a lot of us right now are feeling like chosen, that we have like a mission, that we're a part of the mission of the Jewish people. Obviously, we have our soldiers protecting us and looking for our hostages, and we have people reporting. We have people doing all kinds of things, and I feel certainly there aren't that many people that are doing music, that are performing, out in the world and standing up for Israel and for what's going on.
At what moment did you understand that it was like a mission, that it wasn't just, I'll say that I love Israel, I'll hold an Israeli flag?
Pretty much right away. I mean, right after October 7th is when I felt like an initial impact, and I think by the time the day was over, it became very clear that this was something that was going to be important.
You came to visit.
I came to
toured
visit,
the demolished kibbutzim. It's even though you knew what happened when you got there, what was your feelings?
It was just intense. I mean, to hear stories firsthand and to be there, to see what a beautiful place to be destroyed. I mean, something about being in the actual place that you can't really, there's no way you can see it on social media and connect to it in the same way as being there in the physical and feeling the weight of what happened.
Wow, and you were there. You saw and you learned and you heard the stories, and you also recorded a clip. Recorded a song. The song is called Ascent. Yeah. It came out weekend. Tell us about the song.
The song I wrote after the Kanye lash out that happened in response to AntiSemitism that was going on in the States and in the rest of the world. And the video we shot while we were here and released it after this tour on our way back. So it's been a full circle thing, and really wanted to show just the tragedy that happened and the power of the Israeli people and the Jewish people to come together and to stand up for ourselves.
The song ends with you singing Shir HaMa'alot.
Yes.
From the Psalms. First of all, how was it? You include Judaism, of course, and prayers throughout all the songs, but this is like the real McCoy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just felt like fully relevant in terms of the content of the song and what we're going through right now as a people. And it was kind of like a improvisational moment when the beat was playing and the words were done, and then that was just what popped into my head. And I started with the melody, and then the melody changed, and it's become kind of anthemic aspect to the song at the shows, people singing along and whatnot.
You shared a lot about your connection to Jewish identity. Of course, we remember what you were going throughout the years. When we go through a disaster, do you feel that it connects us to who we really are?
Absolutely. I think that in some way it sort of like reveals the truth. It reveals where things are at. And the fact that you have so few people, especially in America, standing up for Israel, kind of reveals this truth about American Judaism, that it seems that there's been a generational gap and in terms of the connection that non-Israelis, Jews in the world have with Israel. And certainly in the religious communities and whatnot, obviously that's built in. It's built into the tradition and the religion and the connection to Israel and the love of Israel. And for people that have traveled to Israel and come to Israel, whether it was birthright or for various reasons, but there's seems to be a big majority of Jews that somehow don't understand the history, don't feel the connection, or don't know really their own tradition and where all of that lies with it. So there's a lot of lost Jews right now. And then at the same time, when something like this happens, you see, on the other hand, some people coming together. Obviously, we know that Israel has had like a lot of issues leading up to this in terms of the split that's gone on and sort of the internal, struggles and extremes happening. But it seems like certainly when there's just some kind of like something tragic that happens, the Jewish people seem to come together and rise to the occasion.
Now, you encountered anti-Semitism. You're encountering anti-Semitism, not just online, but even in terms of your shows. Shows have been canceled.
Well, it's been, interesting, I guess, being someone who does speak up and does not feel ashamed or any kind of um, you know, negative feelings about being a Zionist or about coming to Israel or about playing for the soldiers. It seems like that's a sort of like this foreign idea in America, and we've had a lot of protesters, some people that have been effective in putting pressure on certain people to cancel shows. But most of the places that we've been, we were able to continue and play our shows. We just did a 34-city tour where 3 shows were canceled, so they were pretty good percentages.
But are you more careful now talking about Israel with?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, on the contrary. Yeah, for me, it feels like when I feel the oppositional force, it somehow like spark my Jewish flame. So, maybe I come from a certain tribe or something, who knows, but that maybe it's just my personality, or I don't know exactly. But
by the way, we mentioned your visit here to Israel. We mentioned the visit to the kibbutzim, but you also met soldiers. And that really touched you. I saw you with your eyes, you singing. You connected deeply with these guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the soldiers, as a Jew who doesn't live in Israel but understands the importance of what Israel means to us, I really feel that the soldiers are really, really protecting us and keeping the spirit of the Jewish people alive. So I've never felt so honored to be in the presence of people from that time, from when I was playing in those soldiers. Yeah, inspired
as well.
by them? Yeah, for sure.
As an American, how do you feel about the fact that it seems that the U.S. is not 100% with us at this point?
It's a little bit scary, and it sort of reinforces some of the fear that Jews hold with them from the generations of having governments that turn against us at some point, which is the entire reason why we have the state of Israel. So it's this funny little dance going on here.
Wow. So you're going to be visiting, you're here now tonight for this award, but you're here performing. Tell us about what's expected.
I'll be performing Tuesday night in Jerusalem and Wednesday night in Tel Aviv. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm performing with an Israeli band. One of my best friends who I went to college with, Daniel Zamir, put together a great band of musicians. And I have my guitar player, Aaron Dugan, who came with me from home. And, a lot of these guys that are with me have been through a lot. They've been spit on while trying to set up their gear, or they've been, these protesters, they don't really care what, if you're Jewish or if you're not Jewish, or what you are. If you're associated with me, then they're coming after you. So it's nice to bring my good friend Aaron. He's been here many times before over the years, but to bring him here and be able to bring one of my close friends and American people in on how beautiful even right now Israel is, and so it's nice, yeah.
So Matisyahu, will end with a TikTok moment, because we also always like to get our TikTok moment also.
Sure.
What would be your message to the Jewish people, to the Israeli people, as you're here visiting?
My message to the Jewish people is to just be strong and not give up on your hope, and to stay connected to your feelings right now. And for the Israeli people, just thank you for standing up for the Jews all over the world. And we feel closer to you. At least I do feel closer than ever. So thank you.
Okay, Matisyahu, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And good luck.
Thanks.